Okay, so this is the first time I'm using this particular platform for Excel events. So hopefully you can see and hear me right now. Um, Anybody who is tuned in, I can see all of your chat on the right on the session bar. So I just wrote a note saying, let's do this. Apparently I've uploaded my headshot a little bit off center. So you're seeing half the side of my profile. In any case, this is all of me. I'm even wearing the same suit and tie in it. Hey, Tivia, nice to see you here. And I'm so thankful to be with you all again. Always better to do it in person, but unfortunately, that's not really a reality for the foreseeable future. Classy, Joseph, and Joseph, great to see you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've got a wonderful day ahead. I'm going to be with you for the next half hour. Hey, maybe if we really get rolling, we'll go even longer than that because I don't really like to just be a talking head. You'll notice if you've ever seen me do anything in person or on the internet, I don't think I'm the smartest person in the room. I don't really believe in the talking head thing with just one person. I think we can all learn from each other. So we're all here to grow together. We're here to not just survive, but thrive in a down economy. And somebody is adjusting the temperature next to me. So the benefits of working from home and giving live presentations to a global audience. But hey, at least it's cooler in the room now, so not complaining. In any case, I am your host for this session, Brian Wallace. I'm the founder and president of Now Sourcing. We make all sorts of infographics, and basically I change people's minds for a living. Today's conversation, not just talk, is all about LinkedIn. LinkedIn. If I had $1 for every day, every moment that I said LinkedIn. So I'm also going to share my screen at the end of in just a little bit here, because I actually have a few notes in front of me, all about growing your presence on LinkedIn to survive and thrive, and another word that you're probably not familiar yet with, in a down economy. I know the stock market's going great and all of that, but in case you haven't noticed, every week millions more people are laid off, and there's this coronavirus thing, and there's all sorts of protests for good reason and all sorts of stuff. We're not here to get political, but you understand that there's a lot of pain and suffering and death going on in the world. How in the heck do you get anybody's attention in the middle of this? Are you going to get everybody excited by running around your neighborhood for a minute and just popcorn preaching and all that kind of stuff? Probably not, right? There's a place for inspiration, but just inspiration and never getting off the couch is just putting off the inevitable. So let's get into it. So I actually, I don't like a lot of talks that I see out there because they lack specifics and they lack interaction. So we're going to get into very specific tactics and we're going to get into interaction. So in a little bit, when I call on all of you and I see you're all being active in chat and we appreciate that, that's awesome, thank you. Drop in your LinkedIn profile if you're brave enough to have me roasted in front of everybody, but all in a good, meaningful way, not mild-mannered, but meaningful way. But I find as an observant Jew, I often pass up speaking opportunities because they always conflict with Shabbat, different holidays, travel. What do you mean you can't eat leavened bread? You got to go eat in a hut. Like I can't tell you like how many things I've had to shy away from. And that's also why I haven't written a book and done the whole dog and pony show running around the country and around the world. But what's interesting is nowadays, because everybody's doing virtual conferences and webinars and guests, podcasts and whatever, it's pretty crazy, but I'm actually speaking more. So as much as one can enjoy quarantine, I happen to be enjoying that side of things. Oh, good. And I see Richard, JJ, and Michael actually have dropped in their LinkedIn profiles. So as soon as I get through a few points, we're going to spend the rest of our half hour. And Jeff, keep them coming. I'm going to bring them all. I'm going to put them all on the screen and we're going to have a good time. Esther, oh boy, what did I do? Esther and Joseph also dropped it in. Okay, well, looks like I'm going to have to talk really fast for this part of the game and walk and blaze through everybody else's. All right, so let me get through a couple of important points because I think a lot of what's wrong with the way people are trying to develop their presence on LinkedIn and trying to develop their content is a mindset problem. I think people need to understand that our strengths are our weaknesses. So I love asking everybody out there. This is a very Jewish audience, and I love asking people who are Jewish. David and Goliath, pretty sure you read the story before. Who's the underdog? And everybody still gets it wrong. Isn't that hilarious? But Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book about David and Goliath and underdogs and which is an underdog. What's amazing is that David, everybody thinks is the underdog because Goliath was a giant and giants always win. But he didn't win. He was slow and he had to have like an assistant, be the shield bearer and all that stuff, right? This is ridiculous. Meanwhile, David is sitting there with a slingshot with a rock in it, which a ballistics expert will tell you in modern times is the equivalent to shooting somebody with a 45. So let me ask you, which one's the underdog? So a lot of people don't understand that these weaknesses rather are strengths. So I live in a moment that I like to call life 2.0. Having overcome incredible adversity in my life. Many things I'm not necessarily always ready to share with everybody. One I'll tell you though, and trigger warning, this is very sad for those of you who haven't heard some of my backstory. I unfortunately had a child that passed away, and 10 days ago was actually, would have been his 18th birthday. So a little deep breath there. Well, too much for 10 o'clock in the morning? Well, this is Brian, guys. This is what you get. I'm either on or off. I'm either sleeping or going. So what I mean by saying that isn't to shock you or make you feel sad or anything like that. But if you can survive that, you can walk through anything. You can walk through fire, and you can get up and present in front of however many people we've got going on here. A couple of weeks ago, I was presenting for 7,000 people online. I've never presented in front of that many people in my life. That's like a chunk of a stadium. It's crazy, right? So weaknesses, strengths, underdog, get your mindset different, okay? Let's talk about giving and abundance. For those of you who have not watched some of the great speakers of the previous age, people who are no longer with us, sometimes we see some of the people who learned and studied from them. There's a wonderful speaker, motivator, salesman, coach kind of guy by the name of Zig Ziglar. And I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it this well when it comes to giving and abundance. Because a lot of people, they have this thinly veiled sales pitch, pretending they're going to help, and they're not really, and they're just trying to act like they care, especially in times like this, right? Everybody's like, oh, everything's free, and how can I help you? And how can I help you? But they're waiting for a check at the end of it. And it's so transparent, because the moment that you see that it's just this garbage sales tactic, you're not going to trust those people. And people have choices in this world who they buy from. You buy from people that you know and like and trust. So what does Zig Ziglar say? He says, and I quote, "You can have everything in life you want if you will just help other people get what they want." Now, nice that I botched that. Let me say that again slowly. You can have everything in life that you want if you will just help other people get what they want. Now, that might seem self-serving, that might seem all cold-hearted and capitalistic and Machiavellian. And if you're hearing that, that means you haven't heard it. Let's try it again. We're helping other people, giving an abundance. I believe in a great, big God, higher power. I'm not here to preach religion, but I'm sure a number of people here are members of faith. But I believe in abundance. I don't think God's hand is limited. And I think if I help other people, I'm not going to lose, right? Here's my wallet. Is it, me helping people, is that going to take food off my table? No. There's more than enough in the world, and you can help people and they can help you. And when you become a trusted ally with other people, you'll find that people want to talk to you and you become the known entity. But being the known entity isn't enough, because if you're just known and people know who you are, they don't know what you do. Let me save this comment. You'll see where I'm going with that. So let's recognize some truths out there. The only certainty that we have out there is the uncertain. Everybody thought that we beat coronavirus, whatever that means, right? How did we beat it? Do we have a cure? Isn't it massively viral? There's a lot of places that have horrible breakouts there of the second wave. So a lot of stuff is uncertain. Also, there's some very sad events. With George Floyd and a number of the other people who died at the hands of the police. A lot of people are very angry, and rightfully so. Lots of protests, lots of curfews, lots of violence, and just a lot of uncertainty. So we have to be sensitive to that. Don't stoke the fire. We're not here to be divisive. And especially in a place like LinkedIn, right? This isn't Facebook where you get to argue with your drunk cousin. People actually are very positive, very uplifting. Not saying that we don't disagree with each other sometimes, but it's a very great professional business environment. So for those of you who haven't really given LinkedIn a chance, like I was arguing to the death with somebody yesterday about how they tried LinkedIn and it didn't work. And I said, well, if you tried driving your car and crashed it into a tree over and over, maybe you didn't do the right tactics. I'm not going to call them out, but you get the point. But with that point, humanizing your content and stop copying others and all these people that I see trying to beat the algo like it's a little troll in a cave. Let me tell you a little story of the little grandmother with the spaghetti sauce recipe. Stop me if you've heard this. So there's a little grandma, and cute little grandma, 5'1". She makes this amazing spaghetti sauce for her family, for her children, for her grandchildren, for her aunts and uncles and cousins and nieces and nephews and whatever. And they always have a great old party, and it's always just the talk of the town. But one day she says, you know what? I've had enough of this. I want to retire, and I'm going to go sell out to, big box spaghetti and pasta sauce company. So she sells the recipe. She gives them the recipe card, if you remember that those things used to be a thing. And they whip it up in their giant commercial kitchen, and the corporate big box chef tastes it, and it tastes like garbage. Why does it taste bad? Because they were copying the recipe, the formula of what works on LinkedIn, rather than putting in the heart and the soul and being self-aware enough to knowing what you're good at. So people like my presence, people like my voice. A lot of people say that they literally like the sound of my voice, which is kind of a creepy thing to say to people. It's not the creepiest thing that people say on the internet, but it is kind of weird. So what did I do with it? That's why I do videos. That's why I do presentations. That's why I appear on podcasts and have my own podcast, right? So going with our strengths as opposed to just copying other people, you're never going to be as good a copy as just other people out there. And right now, I think that there's incredible opportunities to be had. Lots of companies are hanging on for dear life. Lots of companies are going out of business and filing for bankruptcy, Chapter 11. But plenty of them are growing like crazy. I have a friend who last month had his best month ever. Another guy I know had more new customers than the first 4 years he was in business. So people can make a fortune during these times, as opposed to, the safety play and making 0.5% in a savings account and all that kind of stuff. And I know that this is called resilient, #resilience 2020. But I want us to talk about a different model, anti-fragility. So the way that we understand progress is broken. Being resilient is good, but it only bounces you back from where you were before. Being anti-fragile actually makes you stronger when crazy things happen. Like I said, people aren't normal right now, and sometimes we just have to take a second, breathe, recalibrate, recenter. Even me, sometimes I have to just walk away from the internet. It's kind of crazy out there. But let me just walk through what anti-fragility means as compared to resilience. So let's say we're the star of the show, the hero of the journey. And we start off with 100% health. Life beats us down to our knees and we're just gasping for breath. And we get down to 25%. Okay? If we are resilient, maybe we bounce back. 25, 50, 75, 80, 85, maybe we even recover. You did it. You came back. Reset. Scene 1, scene 2. Now we are fragile. We started 100, beat you down to 25. Maybe you never recover. It's not a good place to be. Anti-fragile, reset, 100%, smack down to 25, and somehow you make it to 500 because of all the stuff that you learned. It's a good thing to think about. All right. Couple more things, and then we're going to get to some screen sharing. We're going to have some fun. I know that I think officially this goes for another 15 minutes, but I don't mind spending some more time with y'all. I do have plenty of meetings today, but I think we can probably add on some more. So if you haven't already, drop in your LinkedIn profile in the comments, and we're going to screen share it, and we're going to get live, and I will critique it and give you some specific suggestions. All right. So the 3 essential parts of LinkedIn success. 1, have an incredible profile. Just because you saw somebody's profile and you think it's good doesn't mean it's incredible. It still might be meaningless, because the essential ingredient, the cornerstone, part number 2 in the flywheel, is having it be very clear what you do. If you don't make it clear what you do, how is someone supposed to hire you? Do you think while everybody is bleeding in the streets and dying, they're going to sit there and figure out, hey, I wonder what Brian does for a living? Maybe they don't know the totality of what I do for a living, but that's okay. Just enough to see the tip of the iceberg to start running down that rabbit hole and join in the cult of Brian. We don't even take blood and plasma or change your name, but you've been warned. Okay. Step 1, profile. Step 2, clarity. Step 3, incredible content. Too many people rush to the content before they set their house in order. Why would you invite everybody over to the party if you didn't clean up and you don't have food, right? Even if we're 6 feet away. Okay. And pivot if you're in a space that's not working anymore. You think everybody's traveling? No, the airlines are looking for a bailout. You work in the hotel industry? Not so great, right? Travel agents, some of the stuff, it may never come back. And if you have pivoted, if people don't know that you've pivoted, again, it's not clear what you do. So if you're just making noise, you're just making content, you're basically a professional noisemaker. That's not cool. So I want to walk through some examples of just a couple friends that are really great profiles and people to follow and make, I think, some incredible content. So I'm going to share my screen. And hopefully you can see it. It says happy screen sharing, so that's good. And I can see you all over here, so that's awesome. So first we've got people who are sending me messages, so let's not worry about that. Great friend of mine, Michaela Alexis, really incredible voice out there. So if we look at what she does, of course, first, she's got a custom URL. She's got a really nice profile background that shows experience and shows some of her personality, because she always signs off love and coffee. So if you say, hey, oh, wow, that's great. So she has love and coffee. Let me do it too. No, you're not her, right? And then instead of having a regular headshot, she's got like this awesome stuff with confetti and coffee first. I think that's a really cool picture. Do I recommend it for everybody? Not really, but she's kind of a character. Notice she has LinkedIn Premium. That's what this badge means here. Hey, Brian, should I get LinkedIn Premium? Yes. Okay. Why should I go give LinkedIn money? I thought this is also supposed to be free. Not everything's free. You paid money to get in the door here, didn't you? The main reason, and I think they're even giving a deal right now for LinkedIn Premium, and you also get a better deal if you pay annually, whatever. If you pay for any software, if you pay for anything for your business, this should be one of the first things you're doing once you start getting on this LinkedIn journey. Because imagine everybody could come to your website and you could see the person who was looking at you. I once had the chief marketing officer of a Fortune 100 company looking at me who didn't like and didn't share and didn't comment. A lot of these people that don't want to be bothered are just lurking. And they might miss, they might drive on by. So with LinkedIn Premium, rather than seeing the last 3 or 5 people that looked at your profile, I have many people looking at me an hour. That'd be impossible. Now I can see every single person that's ever looked at my profile forever. Okay? So if that doesn't convince you, I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe you're just not ready. This right here, this whole byline, this is one of the keys of all of LinkedIn. This is what I like to call not the elevator pitch, but this is the screaming down the hallway so they hold the elevator for you pitch. And you'll notice she's got a pipeline. That's the shift and backslash button to visually separate, because each of these things is its own specific an important piece. So trainer. Okay, great. What are you a trainer? Are you a weightlifter? I don't know. LinkedIn trainer. Okay, but maybe there's still a dime a dozen. Millennial LinkedIn trainer. Now we're talking. Author. Yeah, everybody's an author. I wrote a blog post yesterday. Okay, speaker and author. Wow, I speak too. No, if you're looking for a keynote speaker and author, see, the specificity is everything. Espresso fueled LinkedIn creator. Shows a little personality. It's kind of funny. Helping businesses and audiences shine on LinkedIn. This is okay right here with the providing services. Doesn't really matter so much. Again, we're looking for the magic. Part of the magic is the about section. Michaela and I and other people who are successful on LinkedIn do not just write, Michaela Alexis is a powerful speaker and a robot that could be replaced by a robot. No, forget that garbage. Don't write it. Even if it's in the first person, it's still garbage. Does it mean that you have to talk about when you're a little kid and the tooth fairy? Of course not. Everybody's going to have a little bit of a different style, but to make it a narrative, to actually be interesting and engaging. This is like me sitting, like as if Michaela's sitting across from me and we're just hanging out in some city and we're having coffee together, catching up about the good times when we used to travel, right? I feel like I'm having a direct conversation. If you can scale and have it feel like you're talking to everybody, hopefully like I'm making it seem like to you right now, it's not an act. This is me. I'm raw, authentic, and genuine. And it shows in the writing within the about section. It should weave a story of your trials and tribulations and triumphs, personally, professionally. I like adding in a few links here. It shows places that she's worked with, topics she covers, right? And if you like everything she said, there's even a call to action so you can reach out, email, send a message, and even signs off. She's got a bunch of emojis in here and some headings to visually separate it. So far, so good. Wow, this is a great profile. Yep. And then we also have Chaya says she hasn't updated her profile since 2013. Yeah, Chaya, drop your LinkedIn in the comments here. Anybody, again, as soon as I review a couple more profiles, I'm going to pick on all of yours and I'm not going to be nice about it. Going to be some tough love and you're welcome. All right. Also, one of my partners in crime, we've got Judy Fox. Again, we've got the custom URL and I'll show you how to do that if you don't know how to do that already. She has the hashtag Fox Rocks and the little Fox emoji. I don't really love when everybody has to have their own hashtag. I think it works for her, but again, that's a thing that I think it's very case by case. I've seen a lot of people do it and it kind of makes me gag. But again, lots of credibility. We see that she has a podcast. We see all the great places she's been featured. Nice looking headshot. By the way, on headshots, let me blow your mind with something. Ready? We've got photofeeler.com. Photofeeler is an insane website where you upload your picture and it tells you, not for dating, for business, here we go, how competent you are, how likable you are. It's crazy. They'll even give you specific, how influential you are. This headshot that's on mine by my good buddy Label Schwartz, I scored in the top 5% of all of the influence that's ever run in the site. So if you have second doubts about your headshot, upload that on Photofeeler and it will blow your mind. Of course, feel free to do whatever you want. Like I wouldn't do that. It's more of a dating profile, but you get the point. All right, Judy. Again, she uses bullet points in here. Very specific. And this is something I do too. I update my about section all the time. I say when I'm going to do a LinkedIn Live. I say when I have speaking events. So like I was advertising basically for the event that you're in right now, right? And she gets right into it. She's got testimonials. So you see, all of us have a little bit of a different style. Let's talk about Tully Kraus, who's in the room right now. So Tully works for a company that basically sells scent machines into nursing homes. Problem with that is it's really difficult to get into a nursing home right now. So he and Shmuel Septimus, so Fresh Sense and SNF Marketing, are working together because they've figured out the crosshairs of social media marketing, but specifically for healthcare, nursing homes, long-term care, and all that kind of stuff. So it would be useless if Tully just went around the internet and talked about scent machines if he can't sell it, if people didn't know about this. So he shared the news, and he's already getting lots of people commenting on it, and it's already working out okay. So that's Tully over here. Tully also has the custom URL. He knows that I don't love this because it's more of a banner and an advertisement, but that's okay. All right, so as promised, let's go. Here we go. I'm going to start from the beginning. And we've got Richard. We've got JJ. We've got Michael. We've got Jeff. We've got Esther. We've got Joseph. What kind of crazy presenter goes through every single comment and is going to go through every one of these? So I know there's more sessions coming up in 4 minutes. I promise to go through everybody who's dropping one in here. If you want to hang around, I've got time. If you've got time, let's do it. I can't do it all day, but I could do it a lot of the morning. But we're going to speed run on through. I'm only going to call on you if you put it in. So if you didn't, shame on you. Or maybe you're just scared of me. It's plenty to be scared about. I'm not super nice about these, so last warning. This is not for the faint of heart. This is not for the timid. And I'm probably going to be mad at you if you don't actually make your profile better, because why did we just spend all of this time? Come on, people. All right, so let's jump. Oh, wait, look at this, Q&A. What do we got? Q&A. We've not created any questions yet. Okay, I don't know why that was flashing. Again, first time through the profile and we're doing it live. All right, enough of that. So without further ado, let's go. First, we've got Richard Messing. Richard and I know each other. So thank you for being the first volunteer, Richard. So let's get to it. So Richard has a custom URL. He's got a profile background, which is not 0. It isn't the regular thing. This is a picture of the Cotel. I mean, I like the Cotel, and the name of his company is the Cotel Group. The problem with that, though, is I don't really think that it tells people in the subconscious mind what it is he's good at. So this part does, though. He's did a good job here. It says he's the president of this company, Ethics of Service, Sales, Leadership, Cooperation, and Accountability. That's pretty clear. By the way, you've got more room, Richard. And if you update your profile on mobile, believe it or not, you get an extra line. So Richard, you could probably double that space with specific and actionable things for that get in the elevator technique, like we said. Let's take a quick look at Richard's About section. This is too short and it's one gigantic paragraph. So it makes me not want to read it. It does not get in enough to get some of the backstory, but definitely separate this out so it's more visually pleasing. And it is definitely missing a call to action, whether you want people to call, text, email, book time on your calendar, whatever it is. Let's take a quick look at activity. And not all activity, by the way, folks, just shows anything that you like, share, and comment. You've got articles, you've got documents. By the way, you want to be successful? LinkedIn heavily prioritizes if you have a document share, which means a multi-page PDF. You see me share a lot of infographics, and every one of them, without fail, gets thousands of views. I don't care about thousands of views, thousands of relevant views of people that can see what I do. And that's important. So let's look into Richard's posts. This is a very short post that didn't get a lot of interaction. But hey, you know what? Richard only just started yesterday. So we don't have a lot to work with here. So we're going to move on. Next, we've got JJ. Hey there, JJ. We're not even connected. So when you send a connection request, you don't just hit send now. You say, hey there, I'm picking on you live to the world, LOL. Do you think he's not going to accept that? Of course he is, because I just socially pressured him into it. All right, so let's get into what it is he does. I have a feeling he either owns, partner, or works at a place called Digital Pavilion. But what the heck is that? I don't even know. I've never heard of them. Looks like they have a typical looking office. Okay. Got a pretty good headshot here. But I always like zooming in. Like the collar. I like the white background. It's pretty good. We can get into the hide your yarmulke or not approach. If you look at my profile, you'll see just barely in it. So you give everybody the nod, but then they don't get obsessed about it, whatever. We can talk about that all day long. Okay. JJ is missing the mark because I think the elevator might close because these are very generic. Creative director is pretty good. Team leader is pretty good, but that could be a million things. Brand development, sort of specific. Marketing strategy, sort of specific. Sort of misses the mark. I think, do you focus on B2B? Do you focus on packaging? Do you focus on illustration? I don't know. Help us out, man. Open to job opportunities kind of sounds like you're looking for a job, and maybe you are. And feel free to jump on in. And I'm going to pick up one more here. All right. This sounds like it's written for computers, and we are not robots. We are humans. So whoever told you to do this is working on a playbook from too long ago, my friend. I'm glad that you stuff in all the keywords and you do CSS and HTML, but you say that like twice anyway. Again, I'm not nice about this stuff, but I'm effective. I'm not here to make you feel better about stuff that isn't good. This is not personal enough. It doesn't make me connect with you. And there's a million people who are creative directors and whatever. So it doesn't speak to me. It doesn't speak to my heart. It doesn't envelop trust around your brand. Also, and I didn't touch on this yet, see this right here? This makes it look like, how is it that this company has been around for at least 6 years? Maybe you weren't the guy who started it. Make sure that you have a LinkedIn page, even if the only thing you're going to do is add a logo, because then it doesn't look like you work for a company that is nothing. So either he typed it in wrong or there's no LinkedIn page that exists. That will add credibility to it. All right. I know it's already past time and I've got like 10 more profiles to go through. So JJ, hopefully that was helpful. And we're going to go on to the next. Next, we've got Michael. Ooh, look what Michael did. Ooh, Michael listened to things. Yay. Traffic ticket law. He didn't bother to say, oh, who cares about my name? This is what I do. Dude, well done. In a sea full of lawyers that are tone deaf to all marketing, oh man, I toast to you. And there's only a coffee in this, but dude, that is fantastic. And look at this. He knew I was calling on him, so he just sent me a friend request. I'm going to accept it live. Good job, man. Whew, 2 for 2. And look at this. Good morning. Enjoying your session. Yeah, me too. If I'm not having fun, what's the point? All right. Look at this. I'm not going to comment on the sorry state of affairs with some bad apple cops, but nothing inspires a lot of worry in anybody's mind that when those lights come on and they're pulling you over, not a good feeling. So to the subconscious mind, even before I start thinking about what I see, this is making me, like, my palms are sweating a little. I'm like, oh no, they're going to pull me over. They're going to drive me crazy. Where's my license? They're going to give me points. It's upsetting me. And here comes the cavalry to help me. How cool is that, guys? Look at that. Good for you, Michael. Lawyer for speeding tickets and other moving violations, defense of trucking violations. Now, it is a little boring, but you are a lawyer. So lawyers are typically boring when they come to marketers, and pretty good headshot. Yeah, I like that, Michael. Good stuff. Again, run it through Photo Feeler. Maybe people won't like your position. You're not forward straight. You're not smiling enough. Maybe they don't like your facial expression. I don't know, whatever. You might want to test a couple of pictures. I think you can improve this, and there's much more to add there. Let's take a look at this. Not too bad. He tried over here. Hey, but you see this part where it says contact me? Contact you where? Missed opportunity, and it should go at the bottom. And then we've got the about me, which is the boring thing. I think that if you weaved this together with this, and maybe even if you told people why you decided to get into this, aside from I want to make money, right? I think people would like that a lot. Oh, and look at this. He specializes in Uber, Lyft, and VHF drivers. Well, why wasn't that up there? Pretty good, Michael, but a couple things to improve on. But I know you're watching and I know you're paying attention. Let's take a quick look at some of his content. The content police are on you. Woo woo. Let's see what we got. After 3 months away from traffic court, I could really use this right now. Source. Huh? What? What does that even mean? You're linking to something in a post? Let's see. Ticket meme. I mean, you linked to the meme site? Dude, come on, you're losing me here. Okay, fun fact, LinkedIn is a walled garden. LinkedIn wants you to live inside their four walls. Do not send people to silly memes. You already have the meme here. You don't need to credit a source of the meme. Well, we can argue about what's fair use, Mr. Lawyer Guy, but stop linking out. Keep it on LinkedIn. I think it'd be awesome to do more videos like you've got here. That would be cool. This one is good too. Oh, look, and you had a whole bunch of views here. And then you asked people about it. Okay, so you had some other things that were better, and then you deviated a little bit. Raise your right foot. Wow, that's funny. That's funny. See? It's nice to be human. All right, I've sent some things in here. Anybody else? Yep. Looks like we're going to be, everybody's putting me to work all morning. I appreciate that. All right. Oh, wait. We're going to go to Hannah at the end because you're not going to skip everybody. All right, let's keep going. Next. Everyone gets a ticket. Next is Jeff. Okay, Jeff. See this right here? We're going to change your life. Next time people say, what's your LinkedIn profile? And then you say linkedin.com/in/Zigman dash blah, 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 blah. No, we are not doing that. Here's how to fix that. Ready? Click on me. And when I say me, I mean you. And then you click on view profile. And then right up here, edit public profile and URL brings you to a new screen. Right there. Hit the pencil and then you hit save. That's it. Really easy. Game changer. All right, Jeff, this is terrible. I get that you're saying you're the intersection of business analysis and software engineering, but show me something about that. Show me you on stage helping people. I don't know. It's boring. You have an opportunity to show something really great to the world. Not this. This does not look good. It's pixelated. It doesn't look like a good piece of art. So if you connect with me and then I'm thinking, do I want to connect with this guy? I'm thinking this is already a kind of spammy, and certainly it does not seem personable and engaging. Then we've got your headshot. This is very low resolution and it looks like you're just in the park or something and you've got a building sticking out of your head. I mean, in fairness, I've got a tree sticking out of my head, but it makes a nice background. I would like to see a more professional headshot. You've got a lot of shadowing in it and stuff like that. So this definitely should be fixed and should be a little more professional because it has nothing to do with software engineering. And I know you could do better. This is a casual shot. You could run it through Photo Feeler, but I think that's the sentiment that you're going to see. Okay. He's got LinkedIn Premium, so he's got that going. Oh, and by the way, hi from the live event. Pretty sure you're going to do that. All right. Going back to you. This is pretty good, but I think it could be, again, more specific and actionable. I already told you guys about what to do for the business, and this is pretty good. This shouldn't read like a resume, and it should have, and you're welcome, JJ. And it should have, again, that call to action. I don't want to be super repetitive, and I want to make sure that we reach everybody. Let's take a quick look over at Jeff's posts. Jeff's got a much bigger following than the other guys. Look at this. He's doing some videos. By the way, when you're doing videos, make sure that they're native videos. He has a video like this. I kind of like videos like that. This looks a little bit skinny. That's okay. Make sure that videos are native, not linking to YouTube or whatever. And LinkedIn gives you a maximum video of 10 minutes. Unless you're doing live, then you can go on and on forever. If you're interested in live, talk to me. Maybe I can get you in on the program. But ask yourself, are you good enough to do it? Can you be interesting for half an hour straight or an hour straight? If you can't, don't bother. Any suppliers of hand sanitizer in the US? I think this is a little oversaturated, man. And it doesn't look like lots of people are commenting on stuff. Maybe you and I can follow up on some stuff later. Oh, you've got a little Loom screen share thing. Very cool. And again, apologies, I'm scrolling through really fast. 2020 memes, not too bad. Not too bad. It looks like you've got super low engagement, and maybe you've just started recently. I really want to understand what's going on here. And since we've got like a dozen more people to do, maybe you and I can touch base and maybe I can give you some specific ideas, because just looking at some of the videos and stuff you're doing, I would have thought that more people would be engaging in it. So let's touch base on that. All right, next. Esther. Okay, Esther. We got to talk. All right. So, oops. All right. First, fix that URL. Second, this means you do nothing for a living. No. Give a background. Oh, you're a personal writer and teacher? Show something that reflects that. Thanks, Kara. All right. Also, hey, I'll connect with you. Hopefully she'll accept. And hey, everybody, give Esther some love. She's only got 81 connections. By the way, you'll notice on everybody's profile, once they hit 500, it says 500 plus. So we get lots more than that, but it hides that number until you look at the number of followers at the bottom. I know we didn't touch that before. Some stuff's good here, but since you're a writer, Esther, I know you could get a little more specific and actionable in here about what you like to write about. I think that that's important because some people are technical writers. Some people write about fantasy. Some people write about B2B. I don't know. What are you good at? I really don't know. Be specific. Can't wait to work with you. Cool, but that sounds a little desperate. Give people a reason. Build the suspense. See what I just did there? Even with a moment of silence? I mean, come on. You're a contributing writer for Mishpacha. Awesome. You're an English teacher. Great. But again, give us more. Okay. And for content, this is where you see her followers. I have a feeling she's not contributing content yet. Island. Oh, come on, Esther. Yeah, the island means you haven't done anything yet, just like a lot of people in their article section. So, Esther, it's okay. You haven't made content yet, but you don't have a lot of people listening yet. So now's your moment to shine. Moving on. Next, Joseph. Joseph, this is not a billboard. I don't want your number and your email up here. Was that too mean? Hopefully that wasn't too mean. But hopefully you'll love me anyway. All right, let's jump in on Joseph. Again, Joseph, fix the URL. I assume that you do something with doctors or something. It's not really clear. Facilitating communication and cooperation between patients and providers. I think you could be more specific and actionable and add 2-3 more lines to that. It's nice that you are taking a picture with some art in the background. There's tremendous glare on your glasses. This is probably could be cleaned up a little bit. I think you could do better, but if you can't get a headshot for now, hey, I mean, you're in the neighborhood for a label, so tell them I sent you. All right. This is not good at all. because it's just a couple of spam words and phrases. This should have the logo, LinkedIn profile for the page. Hi, Jeff. All right, let's take a quick look at his activity. Let's look at his posts. And oh, by the way, with hashtags, some people hashtag the heck out of it. Never do more than 1, 2, 3, 5 hashtags. And please don't tag like the 10 most famous influencers and maybe you'll get their attention. Nobody likes that. You know how many people tag me per hour? It's annoying. Tag bait, if you don't know the person, you're not really doing it, is annoying. Polls, I'm kind of getting sick of, you're welcome, Esther. I'm really getting sick of polls. It's okay, but it's not the best content. Linking to external links, nope, don't do it. Don't do it. Sharing somebody else's thing, it's not going to get you a lot of engagement, but it will help the other person. It looks like you like to write these giant things with no separation. So make sure that you're separating this because people don't read on the internet. They do something called chunking. So they're visually scanning through and looking for reasons to break and stop. So if it's an emoji, a bullet point, even just space in the text, it's going to help quite a bit. Don't have a lot of time for each. Don't have a lot of time for each one. So we're moving on. Joseph, you'll notice, has the follow button. You can change. I'm doing a live presentation to the world. I don't know. There's my little girl, but she's not going to do stuff right now. All right. So Joseph has follow instead of connect. To connect, the other person has to accept. To follow, I can just follow his content. I'm not sure if he wants me to connect with him or just to follow. I'll go with that. He's got the URL. Apparently, we don't know what he does for a living. Headshot is kind of dark or something. So I think that can greatly be improved. There's some kind of lighting issue or something going on there that I don't love. This is decent, but again, I think you can fill that in with a lot more color. Okay, so he's got the thing where he's got the little highlighted bold text thing. That's pretty good. This reads a little too much like a resume, but he does have the Calendly. I do like that. For those of you who don't use Calendly, there's a free version of it, so there's nothing stopping you. It's great. You're going to save 5 hours a week of your life. So instead of, oh, what time do you want to do it? I don't know. When do you want to do it? I can just make an appointment. And there we go. And it shows me which things I'm not available for. It'd be nicer if Calendly didn't let me book that. Oh, no, it does. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. So it shows me the times that I am available, and it shows me all the things he is available. So that's pretty cool, right? Yes. All right. He's got a featured thing. It's good to feature once you do content onto your profile. We're going to want him to make some pages. And where's his content? No content. Boo. Looks like no content because I don't even see anything on there. So Joseph, you want to make some noise? It's time to make some content. You've already got over 500 connections. Oh, and by the way, contact info. I love when it's like people's birthday and then like I get all the spammers with all that. But there's plenty of different pieces in here where you can show your website, portfolio, all sorts of good stuff. Joseph, thanks, buddy. Moving on. Yeah, Jeff, shoot me a note. In fact, take a look at this. My gift to you is my handy dandy 15-minute link. Feel free to book some time. Take a look in chat. Okay. Cassie, apparently we don't know what you look like. Why? That's not cool. You've got no background. You've got a bad URL. We do know where you work. That's pretty good. Nothing else in your contact info. You need to fill that out. So you've been doing stuff for 11 years there. That's great. But then it just kind of falls short on all the other stuff that I've already said. It's not much to work with here, so we're going to keep on going. Joseph L. Why are you hiding your last name, Joseph? I don't really know. Since you do all this cool stuff about kitchens and office, why isn't there a beautiful display of what you do there? Huge missed opportunity. This is a nice shot. It shows a lot of personality. It's got some kind of vivid textures in the background. Some people might like it. Some people might not. I like it. Run it through Photo Feeler. If you've got a couple other pictures, try them too. Open to job opportunities. Are you looking to leave? I don't really know. Make sure this connects with your page. This is not good. You already know the reasons. And we've got no, that's interesting, Ruby as a language, but you mean computer language. But what does Ruby on Rails have to do with what you're doing now? So just a quick note on that. I think it's important not to tell everybody everything that you've ever done in the history of the world. If it's not relevant, maybe we don't really need it anymore. Okay, Yosef, hope that helps. I would expand the rest of your name. But hey, up to you. All right. Next, Aaron. Aaron's got the URL. Aaron's got no background. Aaron's got an okay looking picture of him at the park or something like that, and it's off center. I don't love it. At least it shows me what he looks like. By the way, if you don't look like what you look like anymore, that's a problem. Oh, and somebody is sending me something. What is this? I assume Joseph is watching right now. If you work for someone, is there a point to have a robust LinkedIn? Of course there is. Are you kidding me? Because you are your personal brand. While you're helping the other company, you can help you too. Oh, and we've got Aaron and we've got David. And since people are still piling on me, I'm going to go through these a little bit faster. Nope. We like you, Aaron, but you have to go to the end of the line. And we like you too, David, but you have to go over here. And I assume Joseph is watching. So Joseph, if you're watching, we'll add you to the list as well. I do have to go in probably about 10 minutes or so, but let's run through. Aaron, fix this, fix this. You've got that, you've got this. Actively seeking new opportunities. Okay, I'm glad we're going through all these because look at all the new stuff we're covering. I don't like when people say that because it's like, oh, please, sir, please give me a job. I don't think it's necessary to write it like that. I think it changes the power balance, and I think that you end up kind of getting screwed on stuff. I don't like it because you already have it here. Just get rid of it because then it gives you more room to talk about what you're good at. TLDR, I like that. That stands for too long didn't read, by the way. And look at this. It's almost like he was ready for me to talk to him about it. A lot of this stuff, I read it quickly, meaning I scanned it, is pretty good. There's no links in it, and there's no call to action in it. Aside from that, it seems like it's pretty good. Let's take a quick look at what he's got going on over here. Sales to do or not to do, blah, 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 blah. Not too bad. Pretty decent and engaging looking stuff. Let's chat again. There's probably some things that you can do in here to get better engagement. Oh, and it looks like you've only been doing it for a week. So I think you're on to the right track. That's not bad for a week, man. Not bad at all. Next, Kara. Kara, you know what I'm going to say. I don't super love this. I love that it's got like a little heart and it's a light bulb. And I know you're a coach and the kinds of stuff that you do, but we're missing it here. This is pretty good, but you could probably add a whole extra 2, 3, 4 lines. And she gives us website, email. By the way, I don't know if you know this, guys, but she and I are connected, and this can remind me when we were connected. How cool is that? So my brain works pretty well, but my brain ain't perfect, neither is yours. So technology assistance like this is fantastic. All right, let's look at her. Love it. Look at all these things. She emotionally primes what's going to happen next with an idea, blowing your mind, time, sleeping, loneliness. Good. Good. Yeah, you're watching. I'm watching you. All right. And she has the contact. Good job, Kara. Somebody's been listening. By the way, You'll notice, we didn't discuss this before, Kara writes her professional title, MBA, and also writes Creative Disruptor. I used to recommend this like crazy, but I'm going to go back to where you can see me. LinkedIn sometimes gets mad. My name used to say Brian Wallace, infographic expert. So be warned that the LinkedIn police sometimes get mad when you have things that aren't your name. And one day you might log in and LinkedIn says, hey, that's not your name. Change your name or we're locking you out for good. If you can get away with it, great. Just know that if you haven't added stuff like that, don't, because you don't want to be on the LinkedIn bad list. LinkedIn is a gold mine of opportunity. 700 plus million people in the world just sitting there waiting to consume your content, all these wallflowers that are too scared to engage and all that kind of stuff. Yes, Aaron, you can indeed add extra characters. We did address that. All right. Went through that. She's got some nice featured stuff with her headshot on it. Awesome. Quick look at the activity. And she's got some video, some LinkedIn stickers. If you are uploading a video on LinkedIn, it gives the ability to add text and stickers if you're wondering where that came from. Okay. So it looks like Kara adds a lot of the same kind of video, minute to 2 minute content. Don't do external links. And also, LinkedIn always is interested. I'm going to go back to a picture of me. Hi. LinkedIn is always usually interested in diversity of formats. So sometimes do short posts, sometimes do PDF document shares, sometimes do images. You can even add a collage of up to 5 images and long form posts, publisher posts, and the kinds of things to talk about. If you just do video, after a while, you're going to see things kind of fall down. So make sure to mix it up a little bit. But pretty good. Next, Victor. Again, Victor, we got to fix this. Photo's pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know if everybody likes the lighting and shading and whatever, but hey, it looks good. It looks professional. I have no idea what this means, except for the fact that it's some kind of consulting something. It's nice that you have the industries and sectors, but this does not feel personable to me at all. And I would probably hire a consultant that I would feel spoke more to me. Quick look at the content. Apologies that I'm going fast, guys, but I do want to get as many of you as I possibly can. This is a terrible post because it's just a link to something that's totally unknown. So I wouldn't trust that. This goes to some other website. So the lesson that we have here is don't just keep talking about mining. It's clear he does something with mining, but if you're a mining expert, why don't you talk about all the mining stuff? If you want to talk about links to other stuff, put the links in the comments. And moving on. And he's got premium, so good stuff on that. Next. Hey, we've got my buddy Yitzi, or Michael Pariser. I know him for a long time. I know he recently teamed up with my buddy Heshi over at Radial Creations. And that's cool, but this is still more of a billboard. I don't really love it. I get that you work there, but since you do business development and stuff like that, I think it would be much better to show like your warm heart and engagingness and all that kind of stuff. That would be better. This is pretty good. I think it'd be good to add a couple more lines, like we just said, like you literally said yourself. This is real good. That's very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anybody write updated and the date. I don't know that that's important. Maybe just like for your own mind, it's good. I don't really exactly see the benefit of it, but that's really interesting. And you know what? It caught my eye, so maybe it's not so bad. Next, let's quickly look at some of the stuff he's doing with posts. I thought this was really cool. They're doing a virtual website roast party. He even invited me to it. I'm not sure. I haven't had a chance to look at my calendar yet. If I can, I'll try, but not promising yet. But I think this is kind of cool. Kind of like what we're doing right now. This is sort of a roast, and maybe that's part of the similar kind of idea. Pretty good. I know he's been getting some good engagement, so definitely follow Yitzi if you're not already. Next, Yehuda. I I mean, for a banner thing, it's pretty good. So I can't say it's bad. And the name says what it does, but I would like it to be a little more human and a little less stock photography. That's fair, isn't it, Yehuda? Pretty good shot. This is pretty good too. I think you can fit some more. Not bad. I'd like to see a calendar link. I'd like to see more of the story and why you're doing this in the first place. He's got a lot of followers, folks. Look at that. Not too bad, man. It's a little short. But you know what? I think it's fine to do stuff like that. Sometimes I'll throw out a one-liner too. And they're good too. But it looks like he's very one-dimensional in his content. I'm kind of annoyed to constantly see everybody ripping off other people's TikTok videos. Maybe that's just me. This was cool. He also linked to his page. That's smart. You know what? That was so good. I'm even going to follow the page just because you did that. I think you are very text heavy. Once in a while, you show other people's stuff, but the Zoom suit, I know what this is going to be. He's got shorts on. You know that I'm wearing sweatpants just because I find it amusing, and other people do too. Never point the camera down because we never know what people are going to wear, but that's another show. We're keeping this clean. I'd love to see more rich and visual images and maybe some video. I'm sure you've got awesome stuff to talk about, and we're going to move on. Kaya. Well, it's a little advertising-y-ish, but this is good. And now I'm hungry. So thanks a lot, Kaya. Never just randomly write to the people on the internet, now I'm hungry, LOL, but hopefully she'll understand. No headshot, don't like that. Maybe she's just hiding it because we're not connected yet. Not too bad. I think we could get a little bit more into it. The Kardashian of the kosher world. Well, that's quite a way in. Not too bad, but no call to action at the end. And since it said all this, well, no, you've got all the stuff that's going on your handle. But I think it'd be great to have a way for people to connect. And for being such a social media influencer, where the heck's all your content? I know what you're going to tell me, Kaya. You're going to say, oh, well, it's all on Instagram. Well, guess what? Plenty of people would be buying all your stuff over here too. So you should definitely be pumping out content. Next, Kyla, Resume Pros. That's pretty cool. Maybe you don't like the way you look. I find that I don't really like and trust when people hide behind logos. Maybe you don't want to show your face to the world. But if that isn't a concern, please put up a headshot. It's clear that you do resume stuff, but I think it'd be also cool to humanize it a little bit more than that. Resume writer is pretty good. Starbucks sells coffee. This is cute. Good at the end. No calendar link, excuse me. And it doesn't really get into the why you're doing it. This is good to get your attention, and it's great that you broke it out by bullets, but I'd like to see a little bit more narrative here. Got a nice little feature on here. Very good. And let's take a quick look at activity. Nice following. Yeah. Not too bad. People helping others. A lot of get back to work stuff. All your posts seem to be just kind of following the same thing over and over. Yeah. I sure would like to see, oh, that's good. You've got a PDF on here. Good. I'd like to see you on some video, maybe some images. It just seems like it's a lot of the same over and over. Okay, here's one a little bit different. So that was good, but I think you should mix it up much more. Oh, and this was like 4 months ago. Yeah, mixing it up I think would definitely help quite a bit. Next. We did that already. We did that already. We did that already. There we go. Hey, Hannah. She's got that. This is kind of generic. It doesn't really make me, I mean, I get that you're a copywriter, but like everybody's got this image. You definitely want a page. This is pretty good. I like that. Generate more leads and keep them close. That's clever. Got the email. Fun fact, the average human attention span is less than a goldfish. Well, guess what? I can keep people engaged for an hour. So the same people who only have 8 seconds doesn't matter. Also, I think the goldfish was 8 seconds. In any case, we can argue about that later. This is pretty good, but it doesn't get into why you're doing what you're doing. And I think that will help a lot. And also, I am British. I think if the world was just, voiced over by British people, would be great. To schedule a 20-minute chat, why the heck do they have to email you to schedule it? Why don't you just give them a link? Do that, Hannah. Come on. You can do it. What else we got in here, Hannah? Real quick. Let's jump through. Be specific, said every marketer ever, including Brian, just now. And you notice she's got the little see more jump. I feel like she's following a formula. There's not a whole lot of reason to just have your name as a hashtag. I feel like this is too heavy on tactics and not enough on all the stuff that I said. There's no mix up of content. Okay, finally there's a picture, but over and over, it's just text, text, text. These worked a lot better like 2 years ago, Hannah. They work okay now, and you're definitely getting some engagement, but I'd love to see you mix it up. I don't really see a lot of video, a lot of images. You know what to do. Oh, look. Is it you? Good. See, so you mixed up a little bit, but not too much. Mix up more. Why you deleted your post? Okay, so you were sensitive about it. Everybody can screw up. Everybody can be human. All right. David says, why do you think premium is so important? So like I said, David, premium allows you to see who's viewed your profile, and that means everything, because without premium, you're only going to see the last few people. And if you're heavily marketing and getting people, that's the thing. Sylvia says that the session is ended. Please move on to the live sessions. So we may actually be out of time here. If you can still see me, I'm going to quickly go through Aaron. This is good, Aaron. This is pretty good. I've talked to Aaron quite a bit. So Aaron already, come on, Aaron. Like, I've already helped you with all this. So follow Aaron, everybody. He's getting some good stuff. It is difficult to see what this hashtag says, though. I will say that. David, howdy from the live session, is pretty good. And I'm pretty much running out of time. I would not start with this in the beginning. I'd put it at the end. And Joseph works for Fidelity, which I happen to use, and I'm a happy customer. Very cool. I like this, but maybe like a little bit more human stuff would be good. And definitely this needs to be fixed, and a calendar link. So I think anything else big on premium? Dude, that's a treasure chest. Are you kidding me? Here. There's plenty of other things on premium, but I think we are getting kicked out and on to the next one. And I want to make sure that you enjoy the rest of your day with everybody else. So David, if you scroll back in or just shoot me a note, we can talk about it more, but that's the starter one. That is certainly more than enough for everybody. There's in-mails and different things like that. So without further ado, thank you all so much for making this a wonderful session. Have a wonderful day. Blessings and prosperity to all of you. Bye for now.